What if I told you that something as simple as adding the right fruits to your daily diet could support your hormones in a real evidence-based way? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. 3 specific fruits that clinical studies have shown can help support testosterone levels, reduce inflammation, and enhance cellular energy, especially in men over 60. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments. I love seeing how far this community reaches. Now, I know what you might be thinking, can food really make that much of a difference? The answer, supported by decades of research, is a quiet but powerful yes. These fruits don't replace medical treatment or lifestyle changes, but they act like gentle allies in your daily fight against oxidative stress, hormonal decline, and chronic fatigue. Unfortunately, this isn't the kind of advice you'll find scrolling through social media. You're more likely to encounter confusing supplements, exaggerated claims, and sometimes even harmful practices. That's why this conversation matters, because you deserve clarity, not confusion. I'm Dr. Nerita, and I've spent the past 12 years helping men navigate hormonal health with evidence and compassion. So let's talk like I would with any patient sitting across from me, with care, with science, and with zero judgment. Let's break down what's really happening inside your body after 60. When most men hear their testosterone is low, they assume it's just aging, but aging isn't the cause, it's the context. Testosterone levels naturally begin declining around age 30 to 35 at about 1% per year. But for many men, this decline accelerates due to other factors, things that are often invisible, chronic, and cumulative. 3 main culprits drive low testosterone in aging men. First, chronic inflammation. When inflammation stays elevated too long, it affects the Leydig cells in your testes. These are your hormone factories. When they're surrounded by inflammation, they slow down or shut down entirely. Second, insulin resistance. When blood sugar is poorly controlled, testosterone production suffers, and the relationship goes both ways. Low testosterone worsens insulin sensitivity, and insulin resistance further lowers testosterone. Your energy, sleep, and vitality get caught in the middle. Third, oxidative stress. This is cellular wear and tear caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. Over time, oxidative stress damages tissues, including the testes and the hypothalamus, which is your brain's hormone control center. Here's where fruit enters the picture. Whole fruits are rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and phytonutrients that directly combat these culprits. So instead of seeing fruit as just sugar, think of it as a strategic tool, something that calms inflammation, restores metabolic balance, and protects your hormonal machinery. Let's start with the first fruit, and it's one that most men never consider for hormonal support: pomegranate. Here's what the research shows. In a 2012 randomized study, healthy men who drank pomegranate juice daily for 2 weeks experienced an average 24% increase in salivary testosterone. They also had lower blood pressure, reduced cortisol levels, and improved mood. So how does one fruit do all that? And pomegranate is rich in polyphenols, especially punicolagens and ellagic acid. These compounds have powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. They help protect the Leydig cells from oxidative stress. But there's more. Pomegranate also increases nitric oxide availability. This is a gas molecule your body produces to relax blood vessels and improve circulation. Better blood flow doesn't just help your heart, it improves erectile function, supports testicular health, and enhances nutrient delivery to endocrine tissues. There's also a connection between testosterone and cortisol. When cortisol is chronically high, it suppresses the hormonal system that governs testosterone production. Pomegranate appears to reduce cortisol in a way that allows testosterone to rise naturally. And here's something most men don't know. Pomegranate also has prostate protective properties. Research has found that men who consumed pomegranate extract saw a significant slowing in PSA doubling time, which is a marker worth monitoring. How should you use it? Fresh pomegranate arils are a great choice. A half cup a day provides a strong dose of antioxidants. You can sprinkle them on oatmeal, add them to a smoothie, or eat them as a standalone snack. You can also use 100% pomegranate juice. About 4 to 6 ounces per day is enough to gain benefits without overdoing the natural sugars. If you're on medications for blood pressure or blood thinners, check with your doctor first. Think of pomegranate as your circulatory multivitamin, a gentle tune-up for your blood vessels, your hormones, and even your prostate. Now let's move to something creamy and often misunderstood, the avocado. Most people don't think of avocados as fruit, but they are, and for men over 60, they're one of the most powerful hormone-supportive foods you can eat. Here's why. Testosterone is made from cholesterol, not the bad kind that clogs arteries, but the kind your body uses as a building block to make steroid hormones. Avocados provide the perfect fat profile to support that process. Research shows that monounsaturated fats like those found in avocados are associated with higher free testosterone levels. This fat isn't just fuel. It helps activate enzymes in the testes that convert cholesterol into testosterone. Avocados are also rich in vitamin B6, which supports testosterone production, vitamin E, which acts as an antioxidant and protects testicular tissue, and magnesium, which enhances free testosterone by reducing something called SHBG, or sex hormone binding globulin. SHBG is a protein that binds to testosterone in your blood, making it unavailable to your cells. Magnesium helps reduce SHBG, freeing up more active testosterone. And no, eating healthy fat won't raise your cholesterol in a harmful way. Research shows avocados can actually lower LDL cholesterol while raising HDL cholesterol, so you're supporting your hormones and protecting your heart at the same time. How to use it: half an avocado at breakfast alongside eggs, mashed avocado on whole grain toast topped with seeds or greens, sliced avocado on top of grilled salmon or chicken for lunch, or just a few chunks with olive oil and sea salt as a simple snack. Because avocado is high in fat, it's also very satiating. It helps reduce overeating, stabilize blood sugar, and minimize energy crashes. Now let's tackle a fruit that's often misunderstood by men. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, they're sweet, they're colorful, and too often they're feared by men who've been told they raise estrogen. Let's set the record straight. Berries are among the most antioxidant dense foods on the planet. They're rich in anthocyanins, flavonoids, and ellagic acids, compounds that actively protect your testicular tissue, lower inflammation, and improve blood vessel function. Research has found that anthocyanins in berries help protect Leydig cells from oxidative damage, preserving testosterone production in aging men. What about the estrogen myth? The confusion stems from phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that can weakly bind to estrogen receptors, but phytoestrogens are not the same as estrogen, and they don't feminize men. The concern mostly comes from soy, not berries, and even there, the fear is often overblown. Berries contain very low levels of phytoestrogens, and what they do provide are protective, not disruptive. There is no clinical evidence that eating berries raises estrogen levels or lowers testosterone in men. Think of it this way: testosterone is like a delicate flame. Oxidative stress and inflammation are like wind and rain trying to put it out. Berries are like the glass lantern that shields that flame and helps it stay lit longer. Berries also help with insulin sensitivity. Research has found that daily berry consumption improved fasting glucose, insulin sensitivity, and blood vessel function, all vital for testosterone health. Plus, berries support brain health, which is tightly linked to hormonal regulation. Remember, testosterone production starts in the hypothalamus. If brain inflammation is high, hormone signaling goes down. How to incorporate berries: a handful of blueberries in Greek yogurt, a mixed berry smoothie with spinach, protein, and flaxseed, raspberries on top of oatmeal or chia pudding, frozen berries blended into a dessert with dark chocolate and avocado. And yes, frozen berries are just as nutritious, often even more so because they're flash frozen at peak ripeness. If you're concerned about fruit sugar, here's something reassuring. Berries are among the lowest glycemic fruits. They don't spike your blood sugar. They're full of fiber, which slows digestion and helps maintain stable energy. Now let's bring it all together. Here's a simple way to structure your day using these three fruits. Morning, start with half an avocado mashed on whole grain toast with a poached egg. Add a side of Greek yogurt with half a cup of mixed berries, green tea, or black coffee. Midday, grilled salmon or chicken breast with quinoa or lentils, roasted vegetables, mixed greens with olive oil and lemon, small serving of pomegranate seeds on the side. Evening, stir fry with tofu or shrimp and greens, small serving of brown rice, half cup of blueberries with a tablespoon of chia seeds for dessert, herbal tea. These aren't drastic changes. They're daily signals to your body that it is supported and can thrive. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't need gimmicks. You don't need to be afraid of fruit. You don't need to fear aging. What you need is understanding, evidence, and tools you can trust. Because when you understand how your body works, you stop blaming it. You stop seeing every change as a failure. You begin to support it with food, with rest, with curiosity. If you've ever felt like your energy is fading, if your motivation, your strength, or your drive feels different than it used to, please know this is common and it is treatable. Often the most powerful steps aren't drastic, they're daily. They look like choosing berries over processed snacks, adding half an avocado instead of skipping fat altogether, drinking a small glass of pomegranate juice instead of chasing a new supplement. These are not small steps. They are signals to your body that it is safe, it is supported, and it can thrive. You deserve to feel like yourself again, and you deserve to age with strength, clarity, and confidence. So here's your one small action for today. Add one of these 3 fruits to your next meal. That's it. Start small, stay consistent, and watch what happens when your body finally gets what it's been asking for.